days to come and carry us like...
A little bit of a mess, but not too bad. Kids, if you're new around here, we got these blocks for the kids for Christmas. Big hit. And we didn't vlog at all the past, 2 days?
Yeah.
Simply because we just really didn't do anything.
Right.
It was New Year's Eve last night. We kept it low key. We went over to our neighbor, Debbie. She lived right over there. Her son, his girlfriend has a couple of kids. They had a great time playing and did some oyster roasting, which I feel like is such a southern coast gem.
Yeah.
Love a good oyster roast. It reminded me of living in Beaufort, South Carolina.
Yeah. I didn't eat a single oyster.
Rachel didn't eat one. Today's project, obviously. So I got done caulking. There's just so many jokes that you can make about caulking. So I caulked a lot today. Had a lot of caulk in my hand. Rachel was... Anyway. So I turned the project over.
What?
I turned the project over to Rachel. Obviously, she's painting. Now, you decided to basically reverse what you were going to do.
Correct.
Is that just because on Pinterest you found something you like better?
I was kind of debating before I saw that, and then that solidified it. Just because I like the idea of having wallpaper above it, like to make this a true accent wall.
Yeah, it's funny. So she was going to use that color up top, but it's like wallpaper's making this big comeback.
I know, especially as like an accent wall, not an entire room covered in wallpaper necessarily, but
totally.
Yeah. I also want to paint this door.
Yeah.
I have since we moved in. Not that I'm just like really against the color. I just think it would look better a different color. But I'm struggling with what color, and the color that we choose depends on whether or not we're going to German smear the exterior.
Gotcha.
So we need to decide that before we settle on a color for this door.
I vote no on German schmear, but
You do?
I just want to leave it like it is.
Why?
Just because it's going to be such a big project. It's going to be a multi-day project.
Not because of the fact that you don't think it'll look good?
No, I think it'll look good, but I just don't think it's worth it
Well,
at this point in our life.
The guy, we talked to our agent, we talked to her broker, and he said that it would increase the value of the house by doing it. Like
Well, yeah, but it's going to increase the stress in our lives by about 1,000.
Well, we have Laura do it if she wants when she comes back.
That's true. We could.
Get some help with it. That's something that she would love.
Hey, Laura, we're going to need you to German schmear our house.
No, she loves stuff like that. She lives for outdoor projects, I feel like.
Yeah, that's definitely her favorite thing to do.
Right.
But I also added this small little ledge. That way we can just put a picture. Is that what you're...
Yeah.
Are you planning a picture?
Yeah, or multiple pieces of art that just set on that ledge.
Yeah, because it's pretty skinny.
Right. Maybe like a really small
It's about almost 2 inches.
The more I look at it though, the more I think it looks silly not being all over the edges.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have more pieces.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh. It would have been a heck of a lot easier though to flush it up against one side and then only have to cut another.
Exactly. But I mean, it's not like it's not that big of a deal.
Maybe after we get it painted.
I don't know. I think it looks.
Staged.
I think it's gonna look fine.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, tomorrow. So if you've been with us since on the cock,
Yeah.
it will.
Okay. It's like not at all.
That's because the first cock I used was like a window cock.
Okay.
But it said paintable.
Okay.
So yeah, if you've been with us for a long time, then you're about to hit 6 years with us because Berend Lyndle turn 6 tomorrow. So it's a big day. Got some exciting presents that they're really gonna love. So looking forward to tomorrow as well. Your youngest babies are turning 6 tomorrow.
They're my oldest babies.
I meant like your first set of babies is It didn't come out that way.
No.
But that's what I meant. Your first set of babies
Yeah.
are turning 6 tomorrow. How are you feeling?
Less emotional than when they were turning 1 or turning 2
Or
3.
3.
or 4. But it's a little bit easier, I feel like, as they get older. I don't know why.
Because we have so many, probably.
It was still emotional. Like, I had a moment this evening where I was like, oh my gosh, you only have a few more hours of being 5. Like, having your day that you're 5 years old.
And you were on the verge of tears.
A little bit.
I believe it. Well, so
I got a bunch of pictures of them, like, in their last moments of being 5 and awake.
yeah,
Because they technically have until 7:30 or 8
that's true.
a.m. How are you feeling, honey? More importantly.
Oh, please. I'm so excited for them to get older. What are you doing on the computer right now?
Looking at flights.
Where are you going?
Going to Europe, finally. I mean, how many years in the making has this been?
10?
Seriously. What's interesting is we're learning that as we're kind of looking at what month we want to go to Europe, which we're going to plan on hitting. Mom wants to go to Paris for sure, and we want to go to Germany. I want to go to Paris too. So we're going to try to do like Paris, and then my dad lived in Dusseldorf for a long time, so we're going to go to Dusseldorf and he can show us his old stomping grounds. So we're looking at flights and like what month of this year we should go. And it looks like a lot of the flights are overnight flights, like a +1 day kind of thing, where you leave in the afternoon or evening, and you get there in the morning their time, which 7 a.m. So the flight I'm looking at is, it leaves Atlanta at 4:30, 8 hours, and you arrive in Paris at 7 a.m. Paris time, which is 2 a.m. our time. And then you just go.
Then you just have a mimosa and rally.
You just rally. Which I know we can do.
Yeah, but your parents.
We're traveling with my parents.
Although, are we going to meet them there? Because they might do a 2-week trip.
Right. Yeah, I think that they should stay longer. So maybe they could lead us, and then we arrive. And like.
Right, so.
We'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll get down to that later, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like they could definitely spend 2 weeks over there and get the lay of the land.
Yeah.
In Europe.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Little update on the wall over here. I definitely had the wrong caulk when I first started, because those, like, the gaps obviously where I did the caulk are taking like 4 or 5 coats to get done, so that kind of stinks. And then Rachel went ahead and ordered the wallpaper. However, our local Walmart only had one in stock, and so she's having one shipped to us. What were you going to say?
Lyndle picked out the one that we ended up with. What was I going to say when?
You said, however, and then just stopped. Tell me about a flight.
If you go to New York City, you end up in Paris later. I don't know if it would be like preferable to have your flight be lining up closer to when you normally would sleep.
I think I'd have less of a layover.
You'd rather have less of a layover and get there sooner?
Yeah, because then you can nap like in your hotel. Because what are you going to do in your layover? Or are you saying just leave later in the day?
Right. Well, we would leave Jacksonville about the same time, but we'd connect in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And the flight that leaves from New York City to Paris is a little bit later. So it would be closer to our natural bedtime.
Oh, to
so
sleep
we would
on
get
the plane.
to Paris at like 9 or 10 a.m. or even 11 a.m.
I mean, even if we slept for only like 4 hours on the airplane.
We'd feel rejuvenated and
Exactly.
ready to go. We're on vacation.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just talking through it. I've
Yeah.
never been to Europe before. I've never done, well, I went to Hawaii. But I basically just kept my same time while I was there. I was just there by myself. So I was getting up before the sun came up every morning and like going to bed super early. It didn't matter because I could just do whatever I wanted. But
Right.
when we're going to be wanting to see the stuff, we'll want to kind of acclimate to the time.
For sure. Yeah, so we had this whole trip planned out back in 2016, but then, was it 2016?
Yeah.
And then Paris had the bombings, and like a week before we were supposed to go. So really unfortunate. So hopefully we can.
It was
actually,
the Navy that wouldn't let, like we were
Yeah,
so
the military.
gone, the Navy
right.
wouldn't let you go.
Yeah, they put it on the no travel list. That's another thing. I have to do like extra training or and like get signed off by my commanding officer for traveling overseas. And then I'll have to report it on my security clearance list.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a pain.